Just seeing if I like everybody in here. Hold on. All right, we're good. It's a nice win for us. Believe me, some days I don't like some of the people sitting in those seats. Thanks for coming. It was a good win for us against a very good Utah team, and to force the turnovers like we did and score 84 points. I was proud of our players.
Andy, your defenses seem totally different since the Washington situation last month. What do you see as the biggest changes, biggest adjustments?
Well, we lost Washington because we didn't give the necessary effort at the defensive end. And as we told our team, they've been to 2 straight NCAA tournaments, and they know what it takes. And we can remind them, but they have to go do it on the floor. And they've been doing it the last 5 games, with the exception of the last 10 minutes of the Stanford game where we let up a little bit defensively. We played 4.5 very good games defensively, forcing a lot of turnovers, 22 on Wednesday, 17 tonight. I think we're forcing about 17.5 turnovers in the Pac-12 play, and we're only turning the ball over 10 times ourselves, so there's 7 extra possessions. In fact, tonight we only had 7 turnovers, so we had 10 extra possessions on turnovers this evening. So if we can keep doing that, we'll have a chance. We'll be in most games, whether it's at home or on the road.
Seemed like Jonah responded well tonight.
Jonah's played great basketball all week. He had a good game against Colorado, and tonight he had one of his better games of the season. He was efficient, no turnovers, 17 points, 1 assist, rebounded the ball, and defended.
Seemed like there was a stretch in the first half where you guys didn't really miss much from 3-point range. What kind of win is that?
What were you, 14 of 29? That's
Started
not
8
bad.
of 12.
We started 8 of 12?
Yeah.
Well, the guys are good shooters. We have the law of averages. We were leading the league in shooting at 41% before we played Washington. Then we had a dud and went 3 for 20. So not only were we bad defensively that game, we were bad offensively as well. And then we followed that up with a 5 for 20. And all of a sudden we weren't first in the league anymore in 3-point shooting. So we're a good shooting team. I think at the end of the season we'll be in the high 30s as a team, or maybe at 40.
Andy, how much do you think all the tribulations on and off have helped this team come together? Can you see that it's made the team a little bit tougher?
Well, I think we now have our full roster that we're going to have for the season. It was very challenging in the outer conference and even in the last few games where we had not only DeAnthony Melton out, and we were hopeful every game, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Then we had Derek Thornton separate his shoulder with a slight separation out 5 or 6 weeks, and then we had Jonah Matthews and Benny Boatwright be out a few games each. So all of a sudden, this team with all this depth and experience, without 4 players and 3 players, it was tough. It really hurt us. It hurt our rotation. It hurt our depth. It hurt our energy. And I think now, last 2.5 weeks since Derek came back and Benny and Jonah are healthy, we now have a roster, and we now know that DeAnthony Melton will not play for us this year. So I think this is the roster you'll see, and hopefully we'll stay healthy the rest of the season.
Coach, to that point, having that resolution of DeAnthony out for the season, did that help the players play more freely tonight or be more comfortable in their rotation?
No, I think because he hasn't played all season, that's not the reason we're playing well right now, because of knowing DeAnthony's out. I think really they all feel for him deeply. He's a tremendous teammate. He's one of the hardest working young men you'll ever see. In fact, the day it was announced publicly that he was not going to play the rest of the season a few days ago, he had an appointment off campus. He came back, he called me, he said, "Hey coach, you might be a little late for practice." He shows up just a little bit late, and then he goes out and dominates the practice. Most kids wouldn't even come to practice. They just were ruled ineligible for the season. He comes back from an appointment, didn't even need to be at practice. He comes, puts his clothes on, comes and dominates practice. Then he stays after for 45 minutes and shoots by himself with a couple of our managers. That's the type of person he is. He brings a smile to his face every day. In the last 2 days, he's been spectacular. So as tough it is on him as a person, as tough it is on our team, he continues to amaze me. That's why we saw something special in him when we recruited him at Crespi. We were the only Pac-12 school to offer him a scholarship. And he has come in here and just succeeded at a level that we didn't expect quite that much. We expect him to be great, but he is just continues to amaze us on the court and most importantly off the court.
Sounds like it was also your first one over Utah, since you've been here in a lot of the games against Utah. It's been pretty one-sided on their end. Was that kind of extra sweet for you guys tonight to kind of get that monkey off the back?
Well, it's nice. There are a lot of firsts. If you remember our first 2 years, we didn't beat anybody. So, to say that now the last 2 years we beat a lot of teams. We've been to the NCAA tournament 2 straight years and played pretty good basketball. Set the school record for wins last year, 26. Set the school record for 2 years wins at 47. So it is nice to beat a good quality team like Utah, but we don't. To us, we treat every Pac-12 game the same. It's an important game for us, and we have to go play. And now Utah doesn't have DeLon Wright, Jakob Poeltl, who's a kid for the Lakers, Kuzma, Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Loveridge, Brennan Taylor, and those guys. So they're a little different now. You have 3 first-round draft picks. Well, no wonder we didn't beat them. Yeah, they're pretty good, and they're still very good. We just played very well tonight, and we're fortunate enough to win.
With finding a defensive identity without D'Anthony, I know was very important on that end. What has that process been like, and how have you reached that?
I think it really hurt us in the beginning because he led us in steals. He was second in the Pac-12 in steals last year. He was our second leading rebounder as a guard on our team, the second leading rebounder. He blocked shots. He was second in assists, and he was our best defender. I can't say that because Jordan McLaughlin's really good too. So those 2 guys. But I think now that we're playing great team defense, and the thing with D'Anthony, he's so important. He was so important last year because he could make up for some of the mistakes of other players, of his teammates, because he's such a good anticipator. He could go get his hand on the ball or slide to help or go block a shot, and then he'd go rebound above the rim. So now we're playing great team, I should say, very good team defense. There's still some room for improvement.
Coach, with Benny's and Lizzie's late technical fouls in this game, is USC developing bad boy mentality in some way?
I haven't seen Rick Mahorn and Lambeer and all those other guys in the locker room lately, but we just going to go play, and we're not trying to be anything we're not. So we're just trying to be basketball players at USC and compete as hard as we can.
Have you been concerned at all with Chimezi's emotions lately? It seemed like he's been extra chippy, or is there kind of like a fine line there?
He's a 3.1 GPA student, going to graduate in 3 years at USC. He's one of the hardest working players that we've ever coached. And he's just a tremendous young man. Now, that being said, hopefully he can control his emotions when those moments occur, as we've seen him not control his emotions in the past. So we're working with him, and he's just he's one of the best guys you'll ever coach or be around in your life. So we hope that he can control his emotions and be productive instead of getting those technical fouls and hurting his team.
You guys went on that 3-point frenzy in the first half. Did you like all the shots before they were taken? Or were there any where you said, well, maybe we're getting a little bit out in front of
Sometimes I say, good shot, or say, no, good shot. No, I actually didn't say that tonight. I thought most of them were pretty good. They came off extra passes. I think we took 1 or 2 quick ones. But for the most part, in the first half, most of them were open, and it was probably the correct shot.
Anything else for Coach?
It seems like Thornton's kind of struggling to score a little bit. What can you guys do to improve that?
Well, he can pass the ball to start. Right? So, I think Derek has over-penetrated quite a few times and has had guys open. He needs to pass the ball. Now he's very talented and has really helped us defensively. He played great on Wednesday night with 4 steals, but he just needs to know because he sat out a year and then he was hurt. When he gets in the lane and you got 3 guys on you, there's probably somebody open.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.